Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel IAS Commando. In this video, we are going to see how to solve mixture and alligation questions in CSAT and how to lessen your time and increase your score in CSAT examination. Alright, so mixture and alligation question have been asked in CSAT previously also, but then if you want to solve these questions, you can do it by unitary method, but that will be a very lengthy process. So you need some tricks to solve these questions. So let's see how you can solve these questions in the examination. So see, mixture and allocation questions will come in many types. So let's say what are the type of the questions in which mixture and allocations concepts can be applied. See, look at this question. A man buys 40 kg of rice is 20 kg and 60 kg of rice at 30 rupees at rupees 30 per kg. Find his average price. All right. So in this question also mixture and allocation can be used the concept. Similarly, when milk and water are being mixed and 40 liters of the first, that is milk, uh, of the first containing 20% of the water and 60 liters of the second containing 30% of the water. So find the percentage of the water in the final mixture. So in this also our mixture and allocation concepts can be used. And see the next question. Two classes are combined to form a larger class. The first class has 40 students scored an average of 20 marks on a test, while the second having 60 scored an average of 30 marks on the same test. So what was the average score? So you can see when there is a price given of two commodities, then the average price can also be found. When two kinds of liquid are mixed, then their final mixture, the percentage of both can also be found using mixture and allocations. And see, when these average scores of students are given, so their average score can also be found. So all these concept will use the same all these question will use the same concept also. So for example, this question, a trader earns a profit of 20% on 40% of his goods, while he earns a profit of 30% on 60% of his goods. So find his percentage profit on the whole. All right. So these kinds of questions have also been. So these kinds of question can also be solved through mixture and alligation. Similarly, the average speed of varying speeds of the distance traveled at varying speed. So, for example, in this question, it is given a car travels at 20 km per hour for 40 minutes and 30 km per hour for 60 minutes. So, find the average speed of the car for the journey. Also, so in this question also we have to find the average speed. Otherwise, when we are finding the average speed, first we'll take out the distance of the both and then we'll try to find. So that is not a very good method. That is a very lengthy process. Also, see this type of question, that 40% of the revenues of the school came from a junior class while 60% of the revenues of the school came from the senior class. If the school raises its fees by 20% by the junior classes and by 30% for the senior classes, find the percentage increase in the revenues of the school. So in these types of question where two different kinds of profits are given, and then we have to find the average profit or whatever the percentage is given in the question. So in these kinds of question also we can use these concepts. So let's see what the concept really is. So see, what the concept of mixture and alligation is it is the concept of the weighted average. All right. So what is weighted average? Let's see for the first. So if the average of the measured quantity was A1 for a group 1 and containing N1 elements. So for example, you have 6 items, all right, and average for that is A1, and you have 8 items and average for that is A2. So how will you take the weighted average? 6 into A1 plus 8 into A2 upon 6 plus 8 upon 6 plus 8. So this is how you take average. Alright, we say that weighted average. So the same is given. So N1 A1 plus N2 A2 for K number of things. Alright, NK AK. So N1 N2 till NK you can take it as weighted average. Now if you are applying this formula and trying to find out the solution, it is very difficult because too much calculation is there. Alright, so let's see. So now the weighted average, as we know, is the sum of the total of all groups upon the total number of elements. The weighted average is sum of total of all groups divided by total number of elements in all group. So for example, if we have just two groups, so their sum of total of all groups is n1a1 plus n2a2 upon n1 plus n2. So this is the weighted average, and if we rewrite this equation, so we get a kind of ratio. What is that? Is n1 by n2 is equals to a2 minus aw upon aw minus a1. So this equation we are going to call it alligation equation. All right. This equation we are going to call it alligation equation. Now see, this equation can be represented graphically. So we will see how this equation can be represented graphically. So you can do this, write A1 at one end, AW, that is average of the quantity in the middle, and then write AW minus A1, AW minus A1. Why? Because A1 will be, let us take A1 will be smaller and A2 will be a greater quantity. So the average AW will be greater than A1, but it will be less than A2. So A2 minus AW and AW minus A1, and this is the ratio. So A2 minus AW is to AW minus A1, or N1 is to N2. So basically we get this ratio to work with. Alright, this is the ratio we get to work with. So let's move on and see how we can use this method to solve our questions. Alright, let's move on. So see, the question is given, two varieties of rice at 10 per kg and 12 per kg are mixed together in the ratio 1 is to 2. Find the average price of the resulting mixture. Alright, so we are putting one price here, that is given rupees 10 per kg. Alright, rupees 10 per kg and rupees 12 per kg. So we are writing one price here, that is 10 rupees 10 per kg, and we are writing another price here, that is rupees 12 per kg. And then AW, the average price which we want to take it out is as AW, and then the ratio is given 1 is to 2. Alright, and so if we use that average A2 minus AW, so we are writing it here. Alright, 12 minus AW and AW minus 10. Alright, so if we are doing with this method, so we get the equation 1 divided by 12 minus A is equals to 2 divided by A minus 10, and so now you can solve the equation and you can get the average, which is 11.33. Alright, so this is how you get the average price of the resulting mixture. So but this process seems to be very lengthy. We do have a process that is even smaller or shorter than this. So let's see that process. So now first when we were graphically representing this equation, so we were writing this in this way, but now let's take it as a part of a line. All right, so what you have to do is write AW as the average. 10 will be on left side because it will be the lesser number for the same question, and 12 will be on the right side, and then you can write N1 and N2 here. So see here, you can represent this in this way: A1, AW in the middle, and A2 in the right side, and then you have N1 and N2. Corresponding to A1 you have N1, and corresponding to A2 you have N2. Now see, what we are trying to visualize in this line is that, see, whatever distance A1 has with AW, that is because of N2 by, see, if this N2 quantity, or if this N2 whatever the entity is, it is trying to pull the price towards A2. So why? Because the quantity is more or the price is more. So that is why the distance between A1 and AW is because of N2. Alright. And similarly, N1 is responsible for the distance between AW and A2. So if price is closer to this, that means N1 is a greater number, or A1 will not be a greater number because it is the lesser average. So N1 is great in number. So that's why N1 is responsible for the distance between AW and A2. Alright. So N1 is correspond to A2 minus AW, and if we take the sum total of N1 plus N2, If we take the sum total of N1 plus N2, it corresponds to A2 minus A1. Alright, A2 minus A1 is what? The entire length of the difference between the two prices. So we write the earlier question like this, where the prices of rice has been given 10 and 12 and they are mixed in the ratio 1:2. So we have to find the average price. Alright. So now N1 plus N2 here. So the ratio is 1:2. So N1 plus N2 here is 3. Alright. N1 plus N2, let me clear this up. N1 plus N2 here is 3. Alright. And now this 3 corresponds to 2 rupees. How? Because this is 10 rupee. This is 12 rupee. The difference between them is 2 rupees. So now this 3 corresponds to 2 rupees. Alright. So, like if we want to calculate AW, alright. So for that, we have to consider this 2 also. So N2, that is 2, will correspond to 2 into 2 by 3. Alright. So that is 4 by 3, that is 1.33. So this 12 rupees price is moving the price toward itself by 1.33. Alright. So you just have to add 10 to 1.33. So you will get your answer here. Alright. So see, here you have to solve an equation that is so long, but here you can solve it easily just by adding. So this is the way we can work out the averages. This is the way we can work out mixtures also and alligation and other concepts also. Alright, you just have to understand what A1 and A2 is, what N1 and N2 is, and how you can apply them. Alright, so this is the method that we are going to use. Now let's move on to the UPSC questions. So see, the question is given, there are two containers X and Y, it must be Y here, contains 100 ml of milk and Y contains 100 ml of water. 20 ml of milk from X is transferred to Y and after mixing well, 20 ml of the mixture in Y is transferred back to X. If M denotes the proportion of milk in X and N denotes the proportion of milk in Y, then which of the following is correct? Alright. So let's see what we can do in this type of question. So see, so let's solve this question. Let's see how we can do this question. So basically what you are doing is you have two container X and Y and this X container contains 100 milliliter of milk and this Y container contains 100 milliliter of water. Alright, now you are going to transfer 20 milliliter from here to here. Alright, so 20 milliliter of milk from X, now so X becomes 80 milliliter and Y becomes 120 milliliter. Alright, now so let's see how much water and how much milk is there. Alright, so we know that 20 milliliter of milk is there and 100 milliliter of water is there. Alright, so the ratio of milk to water here is how much? 5:1. Alright, in 120 milliliter we have 5 parts of what? Water. Y contains water. So we have 5 parts of water and 1 part of milk. Alright. So in 120 milliliter, how much milk you are going to have? That is 20 milliliter. So now in the next step, what is happening? After mixing well, 20 milliliter of the mixture in Y is transferred back to X. Now this 20 ml, when it is mixed well, how much milk it is going to contain? Alright, how much milk it is going to contain? So out of this, there will be 5 parts of what? Water in 20 ml and 1 part of milk. So divide 20 by 6. So you are going to get something 3.33. So 3.33 milliliter of milk you are going to have in this. Alright. So X has 83.33 milliliter of milk after doing this. All right. Now, if M denotes the proportion of milk in X, so this is the proportion of milk in X, and N denotes the proportion of water in Y. So, what it is equals to. All right. So now you can see that we have X has 83.33 milliliter of milk. Okay. So this much we have established that X has 83.33 milliliter of milk. All right. Now let's see how much water Y has. So Y was having 120 milliliter, and now 20, out of that 20 milliliter of the mixture has been transferred. All right. So after transferring 20 milliliter of the mixture, so 3.33 milliliter has already been gone. Right. So how much liter of water is left? So you can see, you can 100 minus 16.65. All right. So this also you will get how much? 83.33 something. 83.33. All right. 83.33. So now you can see M is equal to N. This is what we get in our answer. All right. So this is the solution. For more clearly, you can see here. So first we are transferring the milk from container X. So that is 100 minus 20, that is 80 ml, and then Y becomes 120 ml. The ratio is 1:5. So you get the quantity of milk in this solution is 3.33, and the amount of the water in 20 ml solution is 16.67, and so you are going to get 3.33 ml. Alright, so M is equal to N. That's how you can do this question. So this again seems very lengthy when done, but pause the video and solve it yourself. It's easy. Here, as such, nothing has to be done in concept of alligation, but then you can also always apply the concept there. Now let's see this question. A bottle contains 20 liters of liquid Q, and 4 liters of liquid A is taken out of it and replaced by the same quantity of liquid B. Again 4 liter of mixture is taken out and replaced by same quantity of B. What is the ratio of liquid A to that of liquid B in the final mixture? Alright, so if you, so for example, A is the main liquid, alright, and that is diluted again and again. So you can remember this formula that it is, so after n iterations, alright. So for example, let's take an example, we have 100 liter of wines. We have 100 liter of wine, alright. So and from after that 20 liter of wine is withdrawn from it, and that is filled with water. Okay, so and after doing this, one more time 20 liter of wine is withdrawn from it, and then again it is filled with water. So how much wine is left in the container? So we can see by how much. So we will write the capacity of the container, that is 100 liter or whatever the wine was, into 1 minus fraction of wine withdrawn. So 20 liter was withdrawn, 20 by 100, and if it is withdrawn 3 times, you will raise it to the power of 3. So that's how you can directly get this thing. Alright, that's how you can directly get this thing. But in our question, it is asked what is the ratio of liquid A to liquid B. So if we were asked only the what is the quantity of liquid A left in the vessel, so that we could have done very easily with the help of this formula. Alright, but what is asked is the ratio of liquid A to that of liquid B in the final mixture. Alright, so the bottle contains 20 liters of liquid A, and 4 liter of liquid A is taken out and it is replaced by liquid B. So again the mixture is 20 liters only, but now in 20 liters, all right, we have how much? We have 15 liters of liquid A, and no, sorry, we have 16 liters of liquid A, and 4 liters of liquid B. Alright, so this is in the ratio 4:1. So we have the ratio 4:1 of liquid A to liquid B. Alright, and now it is said that again 4 liter of the mixture is taken out and replaced by same quantity of liquid B. Okay, so in 4 liter, how much quantity of liquid A will be there? Alright, in 4 liter, how much quantity of liquid A will be there? So let's calculate that thing. So see, now the mixture is such that 20 liter of mixture is such that it has 16 liter of liquid A and 4 liter of liquid B. Alright, so basically it has 4 parts one thing and 1 part B liquid. Alright, so when you are taking out how much, so you have 1/5 of liquid B, alright, in 4 liter, and 4/5 of liquid A in 4 liters, so that is 16/5, and uh, 4/5, so you have 0.8 liter of liquid B in what? 4 liters that is being replaced, and you have 5 3.5 is a 15 and it's 3.2 liters. All right, you have 3.2 liter and 0.8 liter. So now 16 minus 3.2, how much you are going to get? 12.8. All right, and 4 minus 0.8, you are going to get 3.2. You are going to get 3.2 of liquid B, but then you see 12.8 is the amount of the liquid A already there, and 3.2 plus 4, because more of the liquid is being added, so you have 12.8 by 7.2. Alright, so when you are going to cancel this, you are going to get the answer 16:9, which is the answer. Alright, so here also not much of the concept of alligation has been used, but then if the question is asked in such a way that uh, only the amount of the liquid A is being asked, the ratio is not being asked, so you can directly do it from here. Alright, let's move on. See this question. This question is easy. This question is of average. So in this, the average weight of ABC given is 40. The average weight of BDE is 42, and the weight of F is equals to B. So what is the average weight of ABC, DE, F? All right. So only B was coinciding in this thing. So we can replace that with F. So when we are doing A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F, that is the average. So B you can replace it with F. So what you have to do is 40 plus 42 divided by 6. So that will be your answer. Alright, let's move on. Now see this question. There are two classes A and B having 25 and 30 students respectively. In class A, the highest score is 21 and lowest score is 17. In class B, the highest score is 30 and the lowest score is 22. And 4 students are shifted from class A to class B. The average score of class B will definitely decrease and the average score of class A will definitely increase. Now see, in class A, it is given the average score is so the highest score is between 21 to 17. All right, and in class B the highest score is between 30 to 22. So even the highest score of the class A is less than the lowest score of class B, obviously. So when we are going to put student from this class and this class, definitely class B, the average score of the B will decrease. All right, this is correct, and the average score of class A will definitely increase. So that we can't say. Why? Because we don't know which students have gone. All the students who were scoring 21, 20 are gone, or all the scoring who were on the lower end, that is 18, 17 are gone. So we can't say anything about this. So we get our answer 1 only. All right. This is a very simple question. Now you see this question. A car travels at from a place x to y at an average speed of v kilometer, from y to x at 2v, from x to y then 3v, and then from y to x at 4v. So it is going x to y distance 4 times at a speed of v, 2v, 3v and 4v. All right. So, the question is asking the average speed of the car for the entire journey is. So, definitely now because the speed is going on the higher end, so so it will definitely be greater than v. But let's see how we can solve this question. So, what we are doing is that it is given that the speed of the car is increasing 2, 3, 4. So, let's take the LCM of that and take that x and y are traveling 12 kilometer. All right. So time, so basically when we have to calculate the average speed, so we are going to put the total distance and then we are going to divide it by total time. So when traveling the 12 kilometers, so we are taking that v is equals to 1 kilometer, so it takes 12 hours. And when second time the journey is done, so the speed is twice, so the time gets halved. And when the speed is increased by 3 times, so the time also decreases by 3 times, so that become 4 hours. And the speed is increased by 4 times, the time also decreases by 4 times, so that becomes 3 hours. So the total journey needs 12 plus 6 plus 4 plus 3, so 48 by 25. All right. So now you can see 25 2 times is what? 50. So it is definitely greater than v, but it is less than 2v. So hence the option B is correct. So we made some assumption here and now we got our answer. All right. So you see the question that were asked in the UPSC were not exactly directly given in the mixture and allocation format, so that we can do, but yes, some of the concept was applicable. Now let's see some more example of how we can do these types of question. So for example, this question is given 4 kg of rice at rupees 5 per kg is mixed with 8 kg of rice at rupees 6 per kg. Find the average price of the mixture. All right. So in this type of the question, we are not going to do with this cross method. We are going to do with this method. All right. So that it becomes a little easy. So if you so because we are working with the ratio n1 and n2 here, so it is 4 and 8, so we can do 1:2 here. All right. And we have to find the average price of the mixture. So you can see here 3 corresponds to 1. All right, we have seen our method. What we were saying is n1 plus s2 and n2 corresponds to the distance between this. So 3 corresponds to 1. All right. So by unitary method, we know that it is 1 by 3. So it becomes 0.33. All right. And now since this n2 is 2, so we are going to multiply 2 into 0.33 because its weight is more. All right. So that becomes 0.66, and to get this value we just have to add 5 plus 0.66. So we get the average value of the rice in the mixture is 5.66. All right. So this is how we do these types of question so easily with the help of this linear diagram. All right. Let's see one more question for the sake of the example. So this is like the mixing of liquid type of question. So let's see this. So see, it is given a mixture of 160 gallon of wine and water contains 25% water. How much water has to be added in the mixture in order to increase the percentage of water to 40% of the new mixture? All right. So you can see there is 160 gallon of water and it contains 25% water. All right. So that means 1 by 4th is water. And what is 1 by 4th of 160? It is 40 gallons. So we know the water is 40 gallons. So wine is 120 gallon. And how much water must be added to the mixture in order to increase the percentage of water to 40% of the new mixture? So 120 is 60%, because now we want the water to be how much? 40%. So 60% of 200 is 120. All right. 60% of 200 is 120. All right, so 40% is 80. So we need how much? 40 gallons of water already we have. We need 40 more gallons of water. So this is how we can answer this type of question. So we have done some example also of the mixture and allocation. All right. See, let's see one more example so that we can become very skilled with this linear method. So see, the question is being given 800 students. It is said that 800 students took CAT exam in Delhi and 50% of the boys and 90% of the girls cleared the cutoff in the examination. If the total percentage of qualifying students 60%, how many girls appeared? All right, how many girls appeared? So 50% of the boys cleared and 90% of the girls cleared. So the average becomes 60%. All right, so calculate the distance between these two. So and so we get the ratio becomes 3:1 because 30 minus 60 minus 90, 90 minus 60 we get 3. All right, 30%, and 50 minus 60 we get only 10%, and we know this correspond to this. All right, so we have the ratio of 3:1. So when we are getting the ratio of 3:1, that means in 800 students we have to make 4 parts of this. So we make 4 parts, then 200. So there are 200 girls because the ratio is 3:1 and 600 boys. So this is very easy. This becomes very easy. All right. And how many girls appeared in the examination? So we get the answer is equals to 200. So these are the type of the question that are asked in mixture and allocation. If you apply this linear method and you come to know what is A1, what is A2, what is AW, what is N1, what is N2. So these types of question become very easy. So this is some shortcut techniques for CSAT examination. Now CSAT is only qualifying. So and now we have practiced enough concepts. So I think just a concept of permutation and combination is left that we need to do for quant, and then will be done for the CSAT. All right. So all the best for all the UPSC aspirants. I hope you clear the examination with flying colors. Don't stress, don't take any anxiety. Whatever we have studied in the examination, we will be able to reproduce a little more than that. All right, with the help of our common sense. So all the best, and see you in the next video. Thank you so much.